Hey, good morning. Up early. I don't know if we're going to catch anybody on this live, but it's a beautiful morning. Absolutely brisk. We did receive our first frost, but we got two rods out, one off the bottom, one rock and a bobber. Looking for yellow perch this morning. Hoping something turns up, but it's been slow lately. Slow this time of year, but hopefully we can get a yellow perch or two. Got our coffee going on our little camp stove. I don't have a lot of wood and I'm putting off mowing the yard, but hopefully we have a good day and catch some fish. Hey, shout out to the two lurkers. Doing a little bit of perch fishing. Welcome to the backyard pond. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Goal for today's vid is to catch some fish. And hopefully get a there yet on the west coast. Absolutely gorgeous day though. Stove temps just getting started. We got two worms out already. One off the bottom, one off the top. Also bringing in the Lucky Rod, which happens to be a 1970s Zebco. I think it used to be my dad's, then it got handed down to me, and this fish has got more bodies on it than that gun you bought from that guy in the 7-Eleven parking lot. Nothing fancy here, just a little sea tail. I'm going to throw that out, let it work. Let me pull up the comment section. We got 6 people up in here, not bad. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday morning. Sun's just starting to peek up behind those trees. Had our first frost of the season. tighten up the slack a little bit on this rod. It's off the bottom. Got two big old night crawlers off the bottom. A lot of times this time of year, water temp's real cold, probably around 38 degrees or so. And anything like those big old largemouths or spotted bass are hanging out deep. So we got one off the bottom. Then we got just a bobber, a night crawler on the other rig. And he's got a pretty long leader, around 4 foot. So I'm hoping it's deep enough, depending on how far out I cast. The pond varies in depth anywhere from 5 feet here at the bank to 20 feet out in the middle. So I'm kind of working. There's a pretty steep drop off. The middle is kind of trenched out. So it goes from 6 foot to 19 foot pretty quick. So I'm trying to run a bobber at the edge of the drop off, hoping to cash in on that particular line. Nothing fancy here. About 5 foot drop to a big old chunk of worm. Hey, shout out to the 23 people up in here. Hope everybody's having a Saturday. It's slow, but we out here, we're having a good time. We're putting off mowing the yard and other grown adult responsibilities. If you're new here, welcome to my backyard pond. It's about 7 acres, but it's fed by a 20-acre lake up north. We have trout, bullhead catfish, tons of yellow perch, some red ear sliders, bluegills, spotted bass, and a dwindling population of largemouths. We're trying to target specifically the yellow perch today. That's our goal. It's slow fishing. It's slow fishing this time of year, but it is an absolutely beautiful day. Kind of excited to play with this little camp stove. I got this about, 2-3 weeks ago, and it's my new little toy, so I like to use it whenever I can, and it's throwing off some serious heat. Slow fishing this time of year, but it's a good day to be outside. Hopefully you guys take some time to get outdoors this weekend. I don't know what the weather's doing where you're at, but it's like an act of God. I live here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm about a mile from the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean's about a mile that way, and the bay is about a mile that way. I live on the technically near the world's largest drivable beach in Long Beach, Washington, which sounds cool, but all that really means is it rains. It rains for like 90 days straight here. So if we can find a dry day this time of year, it really feels good to be outside and be active. Got a pretty big day coming up. Thrilling middle-aged men responsibilities such as mowing the yard. Right now we're focusing on trying to catch a perch, but later on this afternoon there's a clam dig. And you're like, I don't live anywhere near the coast. What the hell is a clam dig? Well, in Washington State, you get to go out and dig razor clams whenever the overlords tell you to, and it's okay. So I'm gonna go out and dig some razor clams off the beach tonight, and they're just a clam. They're probably, I don't know, seven, five and a quarter is a big one, and you get 15 of them, and it's a good time. And I'm planning on doing that live around 3 p.m. today, Pacific Standard. Uh, I can't say it's not going to be glitchy. It all depends on the cell reception on the beach. But if you guys aren't doing anything later today and you've never seen a clam dig, it's a pretty fun time. Uh, you use what's called a clam gun, and it's a specialty tool. You can also use a shovel, but if you guys ain't busy later, but I hope you are. I hope you're out doing something and enjoying, just enjoying being outside. But if you're not, then kind of check it out. You know, it'll be cool. Might be a little bit pixelated, but overall, it's a good time. You know, sometimes I live in a bird sanctuary. It is sure bird nation where I live. Hey, shout out to the 35 people up in here. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm sorry I should have pulled up the chat. I just wasn't expecting anybody to be up this early on the weekend. Ah, everybody's just hanging out and catching a vibe. That's all right. 26 people up in here. Man, if you feel like it, hit that like button. Not to sound like a content creator, but it would really help me out. I'm a small channel trying to grow, trying to get bigger and better every day. I know this kind of content isn't for everybody, but I feel lately that YouTube is just all the same content, all these large creators putting out these like highly polished, edited videos. And I get it, they're fast paced and exciting, but I bring you live fishing a couple times a week. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna leave the camera alone and I'm gonna throw that little speed worm. Hopefully, we can't hook up with a bass. I'm looking for a spotted bass. They gotta eat too. I know the temps are cold and I know it's slow this time of year, but they gotta eat, so we're gonna give them some options. We got night crawlers out off the bottom on this rig, and bobber combo off the other one. We'll throw that little Lucky Zebco around and not to freeze my fingers off, you know? Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. Thanks for hanging out. Not loving the action on this little, man, that's feeling absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous day to be outside. Thank you all for being here. It means a lot to me. Hey, Stefan. Sorry, man. I had to grab some bait. I must switch out this little jig here. He's not doing what he's supposed to. No action on the tail. GA, huh, man? I am in the Pacific Northwest, more specifically Washington State. I am about a mile from the coast, and looking for yellow perch, ideally. But I wouldn't mind trying for a spotted bass as well. Uh, Pretty cold, water temps around 38. So I'm thinking perch are going to be my main go-to. But I'm rigging up a Texas rig for a little bit of spots or largemouth. Wish I had a weight to go along with it, but Texas watermelon color, 3 gap hook, no weight. We also got a perch or a night crawler off the bottom, and we also got a night crawler on a bobber. And as you can hear, we have some loud ass Canadians. This is my backyard pond. It's about 8 acres, fed by a larger pond or lake up north that's probably about 20 acres. Eventually drains out into a couple small farm ponds and then out into the bay. Thanks for taking this time to rock with me on a Saturday. I also got my little camp stove going in the background here, hoping to make some coffee. I'm gonna get to fishing. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the vibe. We'll talk to you guys in a minute. Wish I had a little bit more weight on it. This time of year, I like to swim it, let it sink, swim it, let it sink. That'll drive that interest and try to get those big guys hungry on the bottom. I'm gonna try to reel this up, throw it out in a little different spot. Trying to work different columns of the water. I got one that's pretty set on the bottom, out and pretty deep. This one's got probably a 4 foot drop before the bobber. And I'm throwing him, I don't know, in about 8, 9 feet of water right before the drop, hoping to pick anything up that's cruising that ledge. Fishing's a little slow this time of year, but that's to be expected. It's still a great day to be outside. That camp stove's just starting to warm up, getting some serious heat to it. Hey, shout out to everybody up in here. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. That looked like a great cast, but the thing is, it's no weight on it, and it maybe made it 20 feet. Yeah, fishy, fishy. Cry of every desperate fisherman ever. Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. Got some pot coffee I'm gonna put on the stove. Hopefully we'll get that heated up. Ever seen a guy chop his hand off with a hatchet live? Talk about the wrong tool for the job. Yeah, we're not not even gonna try on that one. It's difficult working with the firebox this particular size. It's EVO, no sponsor, no plug. A little bit of a plug. It's been a pretty good little stove. No complaints. It's got a 15.5-inch firebox, about 6 inches wide. And I've had this thing up over 800 degrees, and it's held up pretty well. It is a little notorious for chimney fires, but it's got a pretty long, I don't know, 7-8 foot stack with the spark arrestor at the top. And I had this thing going last night, woke up this morning after dampening it down. It was still probably about 150, 200 degrees. And I had no problem relighting the fire this morning, so. There is a little bit of a trade-off, though. If you want a longer burn time, like a couple hours or so, you really got to dampen it down, and you really do lose a lot of heat. If you're trying to heat a large area, I mean, even a big tent, and had it dampened down, it would be a challenge. Uh, I'm sorry I can't respond to your question, boss. If you're asking about fish, no fish yet. If you're asking about coffee, it'll probably be about 20 minutes. Coffee on. It's been a minute since we've checked her off the bottom rig here. Feels like we got some weeds. It's a lot heavier than it should be. I think we hooked our other line. That's alright. We got robbed, which means we're missing bites, which is frustrating. Frustrating but promising. When you reel your bait up and you find that it's been robbed, at least you know there's fish around that are active. So I'm thinking about, I got two other little power baits with me. I got like little mouse tails that go up. They're kind of supposed to float, but we got a jig head on, so I'm assuming it'd be pretty close to the bottom. I don't think I can get it to float. We also got like little maggots. And I know the perch really like these, but I've never launched one off the bottom. I've always had like a floating rig for it. I think worms, night crawlers are our best bet. Night crawlers off the bottom. Yellow perch will get that. Trout, bass, everything bullhead catfish, everything loves a night crawler. So I think I'm gonna grab a night crawler, throw it back out. Still got a bobber. He's, I don't know, 10 feet off the shore here, probably floating 4 foot down and 6 foot of water. So that keeps him out of the weeds, but I'm not really working it as hard as I could. Camp stuff's going. We got about 20 minutes for coffee. Let's get re-rigged. Let's get baited up and thrown out there. Hopefully we can get some perch today. And hopefully you're having a good Saturday. Thanks for hanging out. That's the secret bait, right? Gas station worms. Caught more fish than any $50 whopper plopper I've ever heard of. We're gonna launch this guy out to the deeper part of the pond, probably on 20 foot this time of year. We've had a lot of rain. This has been the first nice day we've had in the Pacific Northwest for a pretty long time. So drag shut on this thing. I don't like that. Nothing fancy here. This is just a 7 foot medium heavy Abu Garcia Black Max. But I like this rod. I'm not a huge fan of bait casters, if I'm being honest. I know all the cool kids are using them, and it's the thing to do. But, ooh, that was a nice one. We're probably, I don't know, 50 yards out off the pond, and I let that sit, bring up that slack. Got to get the slack on the other reel, too. Little breeze today, not too bad. Bring up. I'm just trying to take the slack out. I think I had too much slack in it before. That's what caused me to miss the bite. But that looks good. I love the way that's sitting. Nice tight line. This one needs a little bit of work though. Ned rig, bite-sized worm. I don't know, if I was a fish, I'd bite that. Looks pretty to me. Right in the sun. Can't see a damn thing. Nothing but spots. Uh, the sun just poked up behind the trees, and I casted what is seemingly right on that water. Wish I actually had sunglasses, which are never a necessity where I live. So we can let that cook for a minute. I'm gonna grab something out of the bunkhouse. Be right back. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you feel like dropping a comment, let me know where you're from and what you fish for. I'd sure love to hear from you. Hey, sorry about that lag. Good morning. Wabiz. Yeah, man, of course. I'm not an overly religious guy, uh, but I'm not anti-religion. If you want to pray for me, feel free. There's not enough. I don't overly need any prayer. I have a pretty good. I feel pretty fortunate. It's a beautiful day. I'm out here fishing. I am living in a small piece of heaven on earth, man, and I truly believe that. Folly, Mr. Folly, I won't hold that against you. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know if I'd be bragging about it or not, but that's pretty cool, man. I'm actually just giving you a bit of a hard time because that's the kind of guy I am, but it comes from a place of respect. So Ireland or Irish is pretty incredible, man. Happy to talk to you. Hopefully you're having a great day and you get a chance to go outside and enjoy some nature. Welcome to my backyard pond. I'm from Washington State. I live on the coast. The ocean's about a mile that way. Big old bay on the other side. Backyard pond. Looking for some fish, eating up some coffee, getting the weekend started. Drinking a Dr. Pepper. Don't tell my wife. Let's move you guys a little better angle here, if you don't mind. Sorry for the pixelation. Welcome to the pond, man. Doing some fishing. Hope everybody's having a good time. Want to see my latest toy? I got this yesterday or day before, and Indian Army boys, like from India, like obviously. Don't know nothing about it, man. But this is my latest little toy. It's just a coffee checker. And right now, my current water temp inside that coffee pot, any guesses? 178. Hey, good morning, Joe King. After striking out last night, man, we're back at it again. Sorry the live ended kind of abruptly, but shit happens, man. My phone died, and hopefully you had a good night. Hopefully you slept all right. Good morning, good morning. We out here again. We struck out yesterday, so we work in the morning angle. You know what I'm saying? We got the coffee on. We're going hard. What else are you gonna do on the weekend? Absolutely beautiful day today. No complaints. SS Indian. Joe, if you're gonna be around so much, man, would you mind being an admin for me? You seem like a pretty solid guy. You're around in my lives a lot, and I'm not saying you have to do anything crazy, but I'm always looking for active admins. If you feel comfortable in that role, it's unpaid. But if I ever start selling merch, man, I'll send you a hoodie. How does that sound? Hey, I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I'll figure out how to do that, and make that happen. I appreciate you. Dre, we on the West Coast. Where you at, bro? Pacific Northwest, Washington State, and we looking for yellow perch this morning. Hopefully, we can come up with a spotted bass. Whatever's biting, we're eating. Right? Let's get it. Create a highlight. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Jersey. Y'all still got UFOs over there? That's like you got drones flying around and shit. Yeah, boss. We got sourdough Dave across the lake likes to feed them. So he did that about an hour ago. We had a small turnout of like four. All does though, no bucks. I haven't seen a buck yet today, but I haven't left my yard either. So no, we gotta switch this up. Joe, I'm gonna have to research how to make you an admin, bro. I can't remember how to do it. We're gonna launch this bobber and worm setup to a little different spot for sure. Trump put a stop to it. Sorry, a little behind on the times. I don't watch the news. It bums me out. I mean, occasionally if I have to, but it's local. Good thing about it being 35, 37 degrees outside, like your soda stays cold, right? Waiting on that coffee. It's taking some time to cook, though. Let's see where we're at. Coffee's at 244, almost boiling. Should be enough to melt your face, right? Stove in the house, 16-inch log. This, 15.5. Can we make it? Can we make it fit? I mean, the door doesn't have to shut, right? Yeah, the pole holder is just a piece of fence. When I go camping, I use this portable fence to keep the dog in line, which is, well, my old dog. This new dog can just run right through it. So facts, Mr. Joe King. Bro, we can do all kinds of shit. I live right on the coast, man. We can get perch, go out and get salmon. Clams. Which reminds me, I'm gonna try to do a razor clam dig tonight, live from the beach. Probably around 3 p.m. my time. I mean, it's the weekend, so I'm fishing all day. And I gotta mow the yard once it thaws. But after that, I'm gonna be hitting the beach. Gonna dig some razor clams and hopefully Hopefully we can hook something up. Hey, Gru. Morning. Wind's pretty calm with love. Yeah, it'll be cool, man. I don't know if you don't live near a coast, specifically like in Washington or Oregon, you probably don't know what a razor clam is, or maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying not a lot of people outside the coast are digging clams. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna try to dig some razors live today. Hopefully the reception isn't too bad. I think my wife agreed to be my cameraman, so looking forward to it. Love to get out and get after some of those surf perch because they're fat this time of year. But yeah, it might be a tomorrow thing, and I can't really. It's hard to stand in the ocean with waders in 7 to 8 foot swells while holding your camera. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, good morning, Mr. Pickles. Hey, I don't know if you have this much power, Mr. Pickles, but if you can figure out. Sorry, I know you just signed in. Good morning, buddy. Hope you're having a good weekend. We out perch fishing in the backyard. We got two out, pot of coffee on the stove, birds making a bunch of noise. But if you get a minute, Mr. Pickles, if you could figure out how to make Joe an admin, I'd really appreciate it, bud. I'm gonna throw the speed worm around. I'm gonna look for some largemouth too. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning, catching a vibe, off to a great weekend. Let's do some fishing. This rod we got a watermelon speed worm on our Zebco. This fish been this pole been catching fish since I was a kid. Oh man. A little bit chilly, a little bit of snot draining from my face. Just staying a little closer to that stove. Yeah, Joe, sometimes you take it for granted. I've lived in Washington State most of my life, traveled the country, been different places, but ultimately settled here in Washington State. Love it here other than the weather. And you take it for granted. I live about a mile from the beach, and there's sometimes I don't even go down there for a month or two at a time. So you forget, you live somewhere and you just end up taking it for granted. And you forget the rest of the country doesn't even get to, yeah, I don't, that's what thanks, Pickles. I've just never needed two of them, and I'm not saying you don't do a bad job. Joe's just a pretty solid dude, and overall around great for the channel. So I'm expecting you guys to have HR meetings. We're gonna go over community guidelines. We're gonna have HR meetings every, let's say Fridays at 4 a.m. Not gonna tell you what time zone, but I'll try to bring donuts. We got a monster speed worm. It's what we got. He's 8 inches. We're throwing him around. Hopefully, a hungry ass bass will just go ahead and swipe that guy up. Yeah, fishy, fishy. I had to run up and grab some different bait at the bunkhouse. I'll be right back, guys.
Fisher.
Sorry about that. I had to grab some gear. Hey, shout out to two people still. What are we all y'all talking about the boss while he's off cam? I'm nobody's boss. I couldn't do this without y'all. Actually, I appreciate both you guys. Damn, that's crazy, Tom. Hey, welcome to the channel, man. We're just looking for perch. No ice out here. I'm in a little on the porch and a little bit on the windshield, but it's pretty warm, maybe 38, 39 degrees. And this is my backyard pond, and we're looking for yellow perch. Hopefully, you're having a great Saturday. A week on the ice sounds a little bonkers to me. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. It just don't get that cold here on the coast. Coffee's about done. Don't feel like drinking it, but it's done. I'm gonna check this worm here. Hopefully we can hook something up. Slow this time of year, that's for sure. Got a bobber, about a 4 foot lead. I've been trying to fish this particular one right about the drop off. So probably 10, 12 foot of water, 4 foot drop, mid column. That's the goal. We also got one off the bottom, and we're throwing a speed worm as well, hoping to get lucky on the spot. I like that a little bit better. He's right about the drop off point. Hopefully he can hook up. Not that cold. Probably, I don't know, upper 40s, lower 50s. Throw that speed worm around. See if we can hook something up. Tweaker neighbors are just starting to get up, getting a little rambunctious. Still better than being inside. Supposed to be cleaning the yard, getting ready to mow later today. Instead, I decided to come out here, start some stuff on fire, and go fishing. Sure would like to get a fish, though. You know, if you ever want to not catch fish, just go ahead and start a YouTube channel. Yesterday morning, I came out, spent about 30 minutes, caught a perch right away. You're like, oh, I'll go live this morning. Nothing. That being said, though, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Like, could be sitting inside, not doing nothing, and still not catching fish. But, this is one of my favorite ways to start the day, that's for sure. You got a bunch of mallard ducks on the pond, probably, oh, I don't know, 15 or so. And normally they're headed way north of where we are, or south this time of year, excuse me. But occasionally we get some that decide to hang out. Another couple months and we'll have nesting Canadians. We have 4 geese that nest here every year. I've named them Fred and Wilma, and Betty and Barney. And they come every year and raise their little goslings and then fly off to bigger and better places. And you're like, Unc, how the hell can you tell a Canadian goose from one? How can you tell them apart? The only reason why I can really tell them apart is one, Canadian geese nest in the same spot every year, and Fred has a busted foot. Like it's so he walks funny. But other than his little problem foot, I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. I like to pretend that I can, but I mean, Canadian geese all look the same. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Joe, man. Have a great day. I hope to catch you on tonight's live stream on the beach. If you're not gone already, have a good one. I think we're getting our lines crossed here. This is our bobber rig. And it's slowly drifting over the top of my, off the bottom one. Hopefully we can, I think we avoided it. Catastrophe avoided. That's every fisherman's pet peeve when somebody throws over your line. But you don't have anybody to blame when you do it to yourself, right? Heat check. Oil stove's cooking at about 408, or excuse me, 508. And that's with the upper wide open, lid off. We're burning through some wood though. It seems like if I want to get any real heat out of it, I got to run it wide open. And we're not burning the best wood. We had a Presto log in there earlier. And now we're just burning some like a beach pine. It's what I had. And it's still not getting on the outside of the box. We're at about 469. 69, all right. Instead of 6.7 and 6.9. Alfred, hey, good morning, man. Hope good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Welcome to Backyard Pond. We're hanging out doing some fishing, hoping to catch a yellow perch. Also trying kind of hard to catch a spot. Anything that bites, really. Maybe we'll cook it up and eat it for lunch. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully you're having a good Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday or whatever day it is where you are. I'm going to go chop some wood. You guys keep an eye on the bobber. I will be back in just a minute. Yeah, fishy, fishy. Hey, shout out to the 16 people. Hope y'all are having a great day. Lots of tree sap on this pine. You can see all that resin. Burns great, but it's absolutely terrible for the chimney. smells good though. Just stuffed that box pretty good. Sorry, I didn't know you guys were all fogged up. Let's see if this makes a difference. Better. Hey, Elsma Hamuda. I'm sorry, I'm sure I absolutely butchered that. But hey, man, shout out to you guys. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Just had some coffee heated up on the stove. Got 2 rods out. Hoping to reel in some fish. We'll see how it goes. If you're a fisherman and you enjoy fishing, feel free to jump up in the comment section. Let me know where you're at and what you enjoy fishing for. Pretty slow this time of year. I'm going to get up and I'm going to start throwing the speed worm around. We got our 2 rods working. Beautiful morning out in the pond. Almost ate shit. Almost went for a swim. Hey, shout out to the 12 lurkers. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Thank you for taking the time to rock with me this morning. If you're into these live fishings and just mellow vibes, think about subbing. It would mean a lot to me. Hit that like button. This is the off the bottom rig. I missed a bite earlier, so I'm trying to keep the tension pretty tight on her. This is our bobber rig here. Worm's still looking pretty good. Fire's going, vibes set. Hopefully, y'all are having a great morning. Thanks for rocking with me. Hey, 16 people. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday or Sunday or whatever day it is. This rod over here got a bobber and worm setting up, working the mid column. This is a worm off the bottom. I might get up and throw a speed worm around. Fishing is slow this time of year. Wood stove's cranking out the temp. Let's do a quick temp check. Inside the firebox looking around 779, so it's throwing some heat out. It's not real accurate. Let's hit the side here. Side of the stove is 583. Pipe itself, we're about 244. Water temp says it's 62 on the surface, so it's not too cold. Hopefully we can get out and find a couple bass. I wonder what the glass temp is on that. Burning some dirty wood. It's just pine. But we got a temp of 603. 603 on that front plate, which is pretty good considering it's a small little camp stove. It's AVO or EVO. And it was like the second or third cheapest one you could get on Amazon. And we're just burning some beach pine, but it's getting hot. I'm probably 4 foot back from it now. And we're pulling, that's inside the firebox. Temp of 815 on a 14-inch stove. I think that's pretty awesome. We're gonna throw that coffee on. It's chilly out. We're gonna reheat it. Hopefully we can we got another little Zebco pole with a worm on it. Or not a worm. Yeah, well, a speed worm. Watermelon. I think we're going to switch it up though. I think we're going to pull that speed worm off. See if we can't find some. I hate pulling that speed worm off. I think I want to throw the speed worm. Water temps are really cold though, so I'm thinking finding a spotted bass this time of year is a long shot. I think we want to switch it up. Massive circle hook on this particular one. And we're going with the, I don't know what you guys call these, but it's a mouse tail. I call them mouse tails with like a power bait ball here. And we're just gonna, I think the hook's gonna be heavy enough it's not gonna float. Or it might float a little bit. We're gonna throw it out there, let it work next to our bobber. This is my lucky rod. I got this when I was a kid. Used to be my dad's. Zebco Eclipse. Probably from the 70s or 80s. It did sink. It's supposed to be a floating bait, but the hook's too big for... It's not the right kind of hook for the setup. It'll work, but it's not going to work how it's supposed to. So we got 3 pulls out total. We got a power bait off the bottom here. We got a bobber with a worm, probably a 4-inch drop. And then we got a jig head with a night crawler at the end. Not much I can do, but got the coffee going. Got a little bit of more wood left. We'll see how it goes. Choose and hang out with me. If you feel like it, and you're just bored on a Saturday, you want to let me know where you're from and what you fish for. I love meeting all kinds of new people. So Hey, Gooch. Sorry about that. Hey, sorry about that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the view. But fishing slow this morning, so we're gonna switch it up. I got this Abu Garcia rod here, and as you can see, there ain't a reel on it. Now, this is a sentimental rod to me. It seems like the older you guys get, or as time goes on, you get rods from loved ones or people in your life, and this particular rod happened to be handed down to me when I first moved here by my father-in-law. And he's a hell of a great guy. Love him to death. And he's got more rods, reels, fishing equipment than you'll ever use in your life. He's the one that actually put me on to a lot of different fishing in general. Before, I fished as a kid and snuck into different farms and grew up on a little lake. So I did a fair bit of fishing, but as time went on, I kind of got away from it. And he brought me back around. Actually, really changed the way I fish altogether. And he gave me this Abu Garcia, and I mean it's nothing real fancy, but it's a medium action. Says it can throw I don't know, it's a 6'6". So it's a good all-purpose rod, perfect for what we're doing out here. But the reel was shot on it. I lost the reel, or it broke, or just life happens, and ended up purchasing this. This ain't nothing special. This is just a cheapo Amazon. Y'all have seen them, unless you're like big baller budget. But what we got? This is just it says it's a saltwater reel, and I don't believe that to be true at all. It appears, I don't know, it's got some good weight to it for being a cheap Chinese reel. It feels pretty good in my hand. Let's get that put on. Let's get that on there, and we'll put some line on it, and it'll be a good day. I'm happy to get this rod back in action. It's not a $200-300 setup or combo by any means. This Abu Garcia probably came out in I'd have to guess early 80s, maybe probably late 80s, early 90s. This Song J brand is kind of taking over Temu and Amazon. But the rod itself is sentimental. I mean, it's got a nice, for being an older rod, it feels good. It feels good in my hand. Grip right here is slightly fatter. First twist of the reel, smooth. I mean, it feels good. It's got this cheesy wooden handle, but that's all right. Locking mechanism, 5-to-1 gear ratio. Says it'll hold at 6 pounds, it'll hold 200 yards. At 8 pounds, it holds 150. And at 10-pound mono, which is I think what we're using today. You can go bigger, but this is just going to be from a backyard pond here. It's not going to be we're not catching monster fish. If I caught a 10-pound bass out of here, I would soil myself. It's Washington State, doesn't get real warm. However, I can't find my line. Normally I wouldn't recommend this, but for what we're doing, I think it'll work fine. We just got some 10-pound P line fluorocarbon. It should be good enough for what we're doing. Let's get that spooled up and maybe take a couple casts with the new reel. We'll see how it works. Beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. We got 3 lines out working already. Looking for yellow perch is the target species. Always want to hold a little bit of tension. Make sure my drag's wide open here. When you're spooling up, always hold a little bit of tension. Otherwise, your line's just going to be too slack. Coffee smells good this morning. Burning some pine, dirty pine in the box, but it smells pretty good too. I'm getting this new reel spooled up. We'll tie a rooster tail on or something. Like I said, we got 3 lines out already. Trying to keep a little tension as I spool this. Check in to see how even it is. When you're putting on a new line, you want to make sure, one, you keep some tension there. And that ain't rocket science. That's just holding your finger on the line as it's coming in. And the second thing you want to check for on a new reel is how well it disperses the line. Are you putting it on evenly? Are you getting like a spool effect? Is it all bottling up on the top or the bottom? These are the things you want to look for when you're putting on new line. Like I said, this rod's a little sentimental. It's been sitting unused for, I don't know, a couple years now. Oh, that's what you don't want to happen. We ran out of spool. We probably got 50, maybe 100. We got plenty on there. But as you can see, once I lost that tension, it all kind of spiraled out on me. I said rooster tail, but I don't know if I got one with me today or not. This time of year, night crawlers seem to work the best. It's cold, even with that. Oh, you guys can't even see it. I got a little camp stove going just off camera there. Boop. Got 3 rods out, looking for yellow perch. They're thing about them yellow perch is, one, they're delicious, and 2, they're fairly active this time of year. They eat year round, you know? Like I said, it'll be nice to have this pool up and going again. It's been too long. And like I said, it's the first pole my father-in-law gave me, and holds quite a bit of sentimental value. I'm not too sure about all these Chinese reels taking over the market, but we're not doing any salt water with it. We're not doing anything major. Doesn't mean it's not nice to have nice stuff, but sometimes you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good setup. You know what I mean? This might be a little big for what we're trying to do, but I'm a big fan of these. It's a blue fox. Trout will hit them, bass will hit them, and even a big perch will hit a blue fox, especially the bell shapes. This is a number 3. This would be what I'd be throwing if I was looking for like a steelhead or maybe a big trout. Not expecting anything in the backyard pond to hit it, but I'm just itching to try out this new reel, see how it goes. You know, sometimes throwing light gear is just equally as important as throwing something heavy. Any reel will throw a heavy, 1 to 2 ounce lure. But you got some of those lighter stuff, 1, 2 grams or something, plus a soft plastic. If you can get a reel to do that, I think it's a lot bigger of an accomplishment. We're just throwing a modified clinch on there. Already had so much coffee, my hand's shaking this morning, but feels good to. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. It's just a gorgeous day to be outside. Beautiful morning, sun's coming up. Putting off mowing my yard and adulting for at least another 20-30 minutes. So we got that all tied on. Clinch knot. I'm sure I'll receive a lot of hate, but this is the new reel. It's a Songjae. Y'all know the brand. DK 1000. What's it say? Fishing, change your life better. Not for the better, just change your life better. Okay, well, fishing. Yeah, I'm with it. Let's take a first cast. See. Oh man, I am. It's the little things, right? Like this rod's been sitting unused in my man cave for probably, I don't know, over a year now. Ooh, wow. Uh, that was a genuine reaction. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, to be that smooth. That was easily a 35, 40 yard cast without much effort, without having to stand up. I can feel the lure working in the water table here. I think we were pulling up some salad. I like that. First impression means a lot. There was no instructions. Not that we needed them. We're just kind of testing the drag now. Drag's doing good. Got my friend coming up. 3, 2, 1. Come on, friend. Come on. Come on. Day just got better. My sidekick just showed up. She's like, what's all this crap in the yard? Stuff. Just stuff in the yard. we're gonna move you guys around. We're gonna make a couple good casts. I want to get up and really check out this new reel. It's got this cheesy wood handle. It's I don't know. I don't know. It feels like real wood. I mean, in comparison to a brain, I think we need another log on the stove too. Let's get the camera set up. Let's make a couple casts. Hopefully, we can hook up with the yellow perch today. Beautiful day to be outside. Hopefully, you guys get a chance to do it too. Bloop. Welcome to the backyard pond. Let's do some fishing. Let's clean up a little bit of my mess first, though. We got 3 lines out already. We got, that's my little wood stove. We got a worm off the bottom, worm on a bobber. And we just rigged up a brand new reel. Nothing fancy, just one of the main China numbers. We got like a blue fox on there, number 3. Seeing if we can't find a trout, hoping for yellow perch on the other 2 rigs. Wouldn't mind finding an angry spot or a largemouth as well. Temps are just starting to get, just starting to warm up. Let's make a couple good casts, see if we can't find something. Supposed to be out here mowing. Couple casts with the new reel. Let's get it cranking. Can you say get it cranking if it's not technically a crankbait? Just kidding, we're caught in the fuchsias. We can't even get it out the yard. Coffee smells great on that little campfire. It's like a piney coffee mix. That thing is great. 30, 40 yard cast, no problem. Second cast right out the box. Feels good. Feels nice. Nice weight to it. You know, sometimes you get the, even from this brand, pulling up a little bit of salad. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm here in the Pacific Northwest. This is my backyard pond. It's about 7 acres this time of year, fed by a much larger lake up north. Drains out into a few smaller ponds before eventually running out into the Willapa Bay. We have bullhead catfish, yellow perch, the occasional trout, angry spots, and whatever I just snagged there on the bottom. We also got some bluegill. I think that's about it. Occasional river otter. But I haven't found a lure for them yet. First couple casts with the new reel, everything is working as it should. No complaints. Drag feels nice on it. I think this particular lure is a little bit big for what I'm trying to do. But we still got our bobber and our worms. We're working. We're giving it our best. You know, fishing's just slow this time of year. I don't care where you are. Well, I guess you could go for like winter steelhead, but we're definitely in the hard part of winter. Why? Oh, because my bail. Okay, I see what's going on here. There we go. Man, like I said, you know, we got a 6'6" rod, and we're throwing a 3/8 lure, probably 40, 50 yards without much effort at all. Line's coming off great. Spooling is working awesome. Nice level spool, which I can't complain about. Beautiful day to be outside. Hopefully you guys get to do it yourself. I'll jump up in that chat and see what y'all are talking about in a minute. I'm just trying to work the bank. I'm not really trying to throw out too far. I'm trying to throw down. Ripping a lot of weeds. Man, you know, you take things for granted. I didn't realize how old my gear was getting, but this thing throws nice. And the rod itself, I know it's an antique and it's sentimental to me, but it feels good. I mean, everything about this setup feels nice. You can go ahead and check out this drag system. I think it's set up to 30 pounds. That's definitely probably 20, 25 at least. I only got 10 pound. It's got to be a little less than that. Probably at least 20, 30 pound drag. That's that's monstrous. I mean, that's a lot more than I need out here in the backyard pond. Uh, anything more nerve-wracking than when your lure's caught in the bushes and fixing to fly back at your face at 30 miles an hour. Make a couple more casts with this new reel. Hopefully we can hook something up. I think a little rooster tail or a tiger tail would be better this time of year. But like I said, we got 3 other rods out already. One with the power bait off the bottom, and another one with a couple night crawlers. Got a couple night crawlers out there next to the little camp stove. Good day to be outside. I mean, we're fishing hard. Got something kind of fun planned for later today. If you guys ain't busy, I'd love to see you around. I live on the Washington State coast, and we have a clam dig. And you're like, what the hell is a clam dig? Well, if you don't know, you should show up. Live today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's, 7, 8 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. And the plan is to go live from the beach and dig some razors. Razor clams are edible clam here in the Pacific Northwest. You need some special gear to do it. And I got it. And I'd love it if you guys swung by, I'm not saying you gotta ignore your wife or your girlfriend or your kids but you probably should. I mean, they're not gonna be nearly as exciting as watching the sunset over the ocean while this old man digs razors, right? But one thing at a time. Appreciate you being here now. Ooh. That was misleading there. It was definitely a grass bass or a stump, but I thought I had a nibble. First impressions about this new reel is it works like a new reel, right? You buy a $10 Ozark Trail reel, or I think this was a $23 Amazon, and it always feels good the first few times you use it, But don't get me wrong, I've used plenty of cheap gear, and this feels decent, So it's got 11 ball bearings. I'm not going to open it up to count them, but so far it feels pretty good. I'll make a couple more throws with this, and then we're going to check our worms. We also got a power bait going off the bottom as well. I really like that belt, I need to check the worms. I need to check the other poles, but one last cast, right? I mean, that lure is working good. I can feel that bell. It's causing a bunch of noise as it moves through the water. Reel's just performing awesome. For a made in China $20 reel, I could not be more happy. It feels healthy. I mean, love to put that drag to the test on a fish, but to be honest, it's slow this time of year. Fishing's slow this time of year. We're gonna put this one up for a second. Good to have this rod back in. Like I said, it's a sentimental rod to me. It's handed down by my father-in-law, and he's a great guy. I can't say enough nice things about him. And I'm not just sucking up because he doesn't watch the channel. Well, let's set that off to the side. We're going to check our other ones. This is our 7-foot medium heavy Abu Garcia Black Max. This is what I should be using to be pitching those lures. But right now we're just set up with a worm off the bottom. Nothing fancy here. Drop shot to a big old night crawler. We'll throw him out. He's going deep though, probably 19, 20 foot of water. You know, this spot is rough. I just keep hooking my tree. No love. All right, we at the bushes now. Barely, but we at the bushes. We'll throw this out in about 20 feet of water. Hopefully we can find, water temps are terrible. Hopefully we can find a largie hanging out on the bottom. Damn, third time. Third time's the charm. All right, we good. We're gonna set that off to the side, let it do its thing, and then check our other rig here. Bobber, 4-foot drop, Ned rig, wacky rigged worm. We're gonna throw, I don't know, maybe 8 foot of water, middle of the column, hoping to hit those perch. I know you guys can't see where that landed, but the structure of the pond is the middle is dug way out. Got these high concrete bank walls, so it's about 4 or 5 foot this time of year, right up to the wall, right where it drops off. That's probably about 5 foot of water, and then it stays at about 5 foot for about, I don't know, 20 yards, and then drops off steep. The middle was trenched out in the 90s to help flood control, and so it goes from about 5 feet to 19, 20 feet relatively quickly, and I like to work that bank, you know. Got one more pole gonna check. It's just a little Zebco. It was my childhood pole, and I'm hoping it's set up. It's got a jig head. I just didn't have any good hooks with me this morning, so it's on a jig head, and then it's got like a mouse tail power bait. I'll show you guys. I call them little mouse tails, but it's just a green power bait ball. And these are like trout magnets where I live. And if I can find a trout, and we don't have, hey, sorry, Best Bass Fisher. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the comments. Hopefully you're still up in here and I'm not too late. I always love meeting new people and I love talking about where they're from and what they fish for. I'm fishing in Washington State and we're throwing Hail Marys. We got night crawlers. We're looking for perch. We're looking for bass. And we're looking for trout. Trout will eat at this temperature. It's actually getting pretty warm out here. It started the day, it was probably about 40 something degrees. We're got to be getting close to 50, and that sunshine feels wonderful. Trying to let the stove die out. It did its job. But we'll play with that in a minute, too. So we're going trout off the bottom, and then perch. I was throwing a speed worm around quite a bit, hoping for that early morning action. But I think the temps are just too cold where I'm at. So let's go ahead. We got 1, 2. Let's check that third pole. It's got some power bait. It's kind of the wrong hook. It's like a heavy jig head, and it's just off the bottom. Normally, I'd run a leader to a barrel and then float it off the bottom. But I think right now it's just setting on the bottom. But we'll see how it goes. Let's check on it. Let's get it back out there. Maybe we'll throw that blue fox around a little more. Might check my gear, see if I have like a rooster tail inline spinner. Love to throw the inline spinner around. I think that blue fox, while it feels good in the water, might be a little big and a little quick for what's happening this time of year. So I'm going to check my little Zebco there, make sure I still got some bait on it, get it back out, poke the fire a little bit, and we'll see. Smoke's still coming out the stack. Temp on the stove. You guys can't see it, but it's at 330 degrees. It's starting to die down quite a bit. Running out of wood for it, but it's already done its job. Kept me warm this morning. Made some coffee. I want to say I love that, but it's not. The problem is the firebox is so small, and to get any real heat out of it, you got to leave those dampers wide open. So, dampers wide open, stuffed full of wood. You're getting a good, 6, 7, 800 degrees out of that stove, but you're getting a hour, maybe hour and a half burn time. You can dampen it down, and a little bit of that had to do with the wood that I was using. You can come up. Come on. It's my best friend. What do you guys think? You guys got fishing partners? Let me know in the comments. Let's check this rod. See what we can or can't do. See if we're even fishing still. This is just a circle hook, worm bait, floats sort of like that on the bottom. Open a little, something swings through and scoops it up. I really wish I had it suspended. I'm looking around for a little bobber. If I had a little bobber, I'd throw it on there and see if I can keep it off the bottom a little bit. Yeah, ta-da, baby bobber. But that's all I need. Let's try to get this a little bit off the bottom. That hook's still going to be heavy enough to sink it, but the bobber should float. We'll try I don't know, what do you think? 2 foot, 3 foot drop? I think this is a lot better setup. I feel a lot better about this. Almost tempted to say to hell with the thing and throw a night crawler on there. We'll leave it out, see what we can do. feel pretty good about that. He's probably 2 feet off the bottom. Big old bright floating ball. Hopefully something hooks up with it. Hey, we've been at this about 2 hours and 30 minutes and ain't had a bite, ain't had a nibble. Still a beautiful day. Lucky to be here and get out and enjoy the weather. If you're not doing nothing later on today, at about 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be digging clams right off the beach, live for everybody to see. I live in Washington State. You'll get to see a sunset at the coast. And it's supposed to be an absolutely beautiful day. Hope to see you guys there. That's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard today. Until then, go outside.